a round of applause to our Bexar County State Delegation led by Speaker Joe Strauss. They did a phenomenal job defending the interests of cities all across Texas, certainly here at home in San Antonio. I also want to thank my counterpart over at Bexar County, Judge Nelson Wolf, for being here. Thank you, Judge. And also to Dwayne and to Phyllis and the North Chamber membership, thank you so much for putting on a great event today. Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to John for the introduction and for taking a deep interest, all of you, in our city. I want to commend our host, Dwayne Wilson, and the North Chamber, whose members are the lifeblood of our local economy. You guys have done a terrific job over the years in scoping our interests in the city and investments in the city, and I want to thank you on behalf of every constituent that I've ever served. I'm thrilled to be here. This is an exciting time for our city, a turbulent time for our nation, and a time of opportunity for all of those who want to effect change. I consider myself fortunate to call myself the mayor of San Antonio right now. On the horizon is our 300th birthday celebration for Tricentennial. In 2020, a year that will serve as a yardstick for measuring how close we are to achieving our collective vision for San Antonio, Texas. I'm here today because I love San Antonio, and I know you do too. And I've heard many of you in this room say that if a city is not growing, it's dying. That's not a statement about population projections. It's a statement about the economy, about opportunity, about brain power, and about the will to act. And I couldn't agree with it more. This is a critical time in San Antonio. Whether you're in public office, run a business, or serve on your neighborhood association, this is the time when our city needs leaders to lead. It's why I ran for office, and it's why I'm here today. San Antonio is a premier city of the 21st century. We are the city of America's future. I have a bold vision not just for the next 8 years, but for us today and for my son's generation tomorrow. He's 9 now, and by the time he's my age, the city will have doubled in population to the size of Chicago. Imagine that. What we do now matters. From transportation and protecting our natural resources to fostering great schools and growing jobs. My vision today is shaped by Jonah's future, and it's a shared vision, guided by community conversations that started years ago in SA 2020. It aligns with our own ambitious blueprint for our city's future, SA Tomorrow. And while we've grappled recently with some doldrums, sliding back to business as usual, we're starting to reclaim our momentum. I think we can all agree that we start to feel that now. In May, residents approved the largest bond package in our city's history, and by record margins, San Antonio voters sent a clear signal that they are ready to invest in the future of San Antonio. They didn't just approve a street improvement in their neighborhoods. They chose a better future for all, opting to improve historic Alamo Plaza, revitalize San Pedro Creek, and leverage private dollars to ensure that our premier city has a premier Hartberger Park. Our city also chose to bring in 6 new members to this city council. I look forward to working with all of them, along with the veterans we all know we can count on. Our man downtown, Roberto Trevino in District 1. Thank you, Roberto. Rebecca Villagrán in District 3, who's making the South Side rise again. Our chair of the Comprehensive Planning Committee and champion for equity, District 5 Councilwoman Shirley Gonzalez. And of course, the Dean of the City Council, forget the youngest, District 4 Councilman and MPO Vice Chair, Ray Saldana. I can tell you personally, and without a doubt, that each one of our talented and experienced city council members is committed to improving the lives of all San Antonio families. With their help, I feel confident that we will accomplish a lot. Already, we're focusing on the biggest task of the fiscal year, which is passing a $2.7 billion balanced budget that addresses the needs of a modern San Antonio. To accomplish that, we found the collective courage to put the resources of San Antonio where they are needed the most, while continuing to build a city that functions at a 21st century pace. Equity is not a catchphrase or a slogan. It's a process and it's a value, fiscally responsible and rooted in compassion. If a budget is a moral document, then this one is our most honest. It has required us to confront past mistakes, choices that have made us one of the most economically segregated cities in the country, and restore equity for all of our residents. Why does it matter? Because when we have a population that is large and growing in San Antonio, that lacks access to reliable public transportation, that lives in neighborhoods where the streets are crumbling and crime festers, where parents have to work 2, 3, and 4 minimum wage jobs to make ends meet, the cycle of poverty continues. This is the cycle that pushes the American dream out of reach for too many families and holds our entire city back. We must change. The San Antonio we deserve is one where no family gets left behind. That starts with the city staff that's committed to doing the right thing. And San Antonio residents should be proud that we have an extraordinary city management team led by the best city manager in the country, Cheryl Scully. Thank you, Cheryl, for your steadfast work and for keeping us focused on equity during this budget cycle. While a lot of great things are happening in San Antonio right now, we know we also have a lot of work to do. There's no doubt we're going to be bigger, but if we're going to be better, then we must be bolder. I know that the North Chamber is no stranger to bold action. Since 1974, your members have demanded it, backing major transportation and bond packages. I'd like you to take a moment right now to consider what is your vision for our city, what you want to see. You have a note card in front of you. Please take it out. Take a moment to fill it out, and we'll be collecting it after for your suggestions. It's right there in the middle next to the flower. You can't miss it. San Antonio has already come a long way. We're diversified. Our pillar industries are many, and they're growing. The local economy is outperforming the state and the nation. Thank you, Speaker. Scientists in San Antonio are unlocking the cure to type 1 diabetes. Research taking place at Southwest Research Institute is helping us pilot driverless cars. But we can't afford to get complacent. It's time to stoke the flame. We will grow our biomedical research and manufacturing industries by targeting new companies, and we'll continue to restore momentum in venture capital investments within our growing technology and biotech communities. Working responsibly with our available natural resources, existing businesses, and a municipally served consumer market, there is no reason why we cannot be a national leader in the green economy. Environmentalism is good for business too. And it's not just about any opportunity, it's about the right ones, with the right companies. San Antonio does not need to settle. For too long, some would have said, San Antonio has suffered from an inferiority complex. If you've called this city home for long enough, then you probably know. You've heard about the ways we second-guess ourselves. You've seen it in the inertia of political leaders. Perhaps you've even felt it yourself. San Antonio is a big league city. We are a front office city. And it's time we start acting like it. We have every strength a modern city needs. Now it's time we raise our expectations. Our city also has a hidden talent, teamwork. It's what got us 5 championships for the Spurs. This is the economic development approach of the city, the EDF and Bexar County working together to grow and retain businesses, fuel entrepreneurship, and strategically target new corporations to invest in a future in San Antonio. This team is officially on the hunt as we pursue expansion of the Toyota Motor Manufacturing Plant, including the partnership with Mazda. As we've shown already, for the success of Toyota, no one does it better than Team Toyota of San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is open for business. But now, we know our weakness is also Texas's dark secret. Despite the impressive numbers, the bulk of our jobs are low wage, and the high-wage, high-skilled jobs are hard to fill. We have a workforce that is not prepared for the jobs of tomorrow. But we have an ecosystem of players here locally working to change that. For San Antonio to thrive and be globally competitive, we have to improve education to create a strong workforce pipeline. We have to strengthen workforce development programs and expand the work of our education partners. From the SA Works program, which is partnering with local businesses to provide students with internship and work opportunities, to programs like Upgrade, which is giving working adults a second chance to earn a college degree. We have to continue to foster innovation, entrepreneurship, and startups. Where we can identify municipal red tape, we should cut it. While we recognize the work of business incubators like the Maestro Center or Lift Fund, we should amplify it. And it will make us a city that competes not just in Texas, but across the world. Let's be clear. We live in a global, borderless economy. Through foreign direct investment and export-import, where the majority of the growth of our GDP comes from, fueling the growth of local businesses is going on right here at home. As mayor of San Antonio, I consider one of my primary roles as this city's salesman in chief, working to promote global economic opportunities right here. Already, I've met with local, state, and international leaders to discuss how we can ensure that the next iteration of NAFTA is good for San Antonio. Thank you, Eddie, for all the work that you've done, and I hope to see you all at our NAFTA forum on September 29th. We're going to work We are going to work with businesses and our congressional delegation to make the case that NAFTA 2.0, firstborn in our city, should be signed once again in San Antonio, America's gateway to Central America. Economically, culturally, artistically, San Antonio should be a city of the world, not just a city in the world. There is broad recognition in international business and diplomatic circles that economic partnerships don't just happen. They require lots of work and relationship building that happens at the civic level and the citizen to citizen level, from education exchanges to cultural exchanges to trade. Today, San Antonio has 10 sister cities around the globe, and in 2 short months I'll be traveling to Darmstadt to sign a new sister city relationship with the Silicon Valley of Germany, as well as solidify education and research exchanges with a great city. These are the kinds of conversations that many years ago convinced Toyota executives to locate their manufacturing plant in our city, relationship building. But what about right now, right here in San Antonio? I am a firm believer that great cities get the basics right, from bricks and mortar investments that allow people to safely walk through neighborhoods, to public transit options that level the playing field for working families that don't have a car. So let's talk about transportation. We are improving the streets budget in this year's FY18 budget by over 50%, up to $99 million, while focusing more of those resources where the need is greatest. We're accelerating lane striping from once every 20 years to once every 2 to 3 to 4 years. We're building bike lanes, and we're extending sidewalks faster. But still, we all know that won't be enough. At least 150 cars are being added to our roads every single day. By 2040, there will be 500,000 new cars on San Antonio roads. The infrastructure investments we made, and we will make through the 2017 bond program will barely keep up with the pace of growth. By 2040, your commute times are going to increase dramatically. If we continue with status quo, average commute times will rise 75%. 75%. This will bring our economy and our quality of life to a grinding halt. We can do better than that. We must do better than that. In San Antonio, we do not have what anyone would consider a modern transportation system. Past politics either didn't make a case strong enough for it, or maybe our pain threshold wasn't there. A transit plan was viewed as half-baked by voters, and there was little faith that we would even get it done right. If we don't plan for better transportation, if we don't plan for transit now, we will cripple our economy and erode the quality of life that makes San Antonio so great. We won't blame ourselves, but our children certainly will. A modern transit system with real options connects communities, connects our city, and supports sustainable development that helps move our economy forward. It should include mass transit options and better bus service. So we're taking steps. In the FY18 budget, we will improve via bus routes and frequency with an additional $4.3 million. But these forms of multimodal transportation will only take us so far. We know the future that is in store with us if we do nothing to build a transit system here in San Antonio. So, I put Councilman Ray Saldana in the NPO Executive Committee as its vice chair, and I created a new council committee devoted specifically to transportation issues. With former Councilman Ray Lopez at the head of the San Antonio Mobility Coalition and strong alignment in the county and city's priorities, the time has come now to act. We all know, however, modern mass transit in San Antonio must be citizen-driven, and it must be voter-approved. None of this can be done without us working together, not without your sincere input, and certainly not without your focused investment. Which brings us to our city's next big lift. As San Antonio grows up, will San Antonians continue to be priced out? Over the next 20 years, we expect 500,000 new housing units to be built in San Antonio. How and where these homes are built will shape the city's future, its quality of life, and the opportunities of its citizens. Already, we face challenges to accommodating this kind of growth, including an existing housing shortage of affordable housing. Experts already tell us we need 142,000 new housing units, affordable housing units, today. At the current pace, it will take us more than 100 years to address this shortfall. We have to face up to the fact that the housing paradigm in San Antonio must change. Currently in San Antonio and cities all around the country, the kind of sustainable urban core growth that is healthier, more affordable, and attractive is only happening because it is subsidized. And to add insult to injury, while we use more of our public resources to build those units, more and more San Antonians are finding it unaffordable to live in the neighborhoods where they grew up. In the current paradigm, sprawl is unsustainable, but infill is unaffordable. We need to protect and connect neighborhoods amid incredible growth and expand housing choices for our residents, no matter what their income. Our local housing priorities must work for consumers who want to keep and rehabilitate their homes. But just as important, it must be profitable for industry. Today, I am announcing the creation of the Mayor's Housing Policy Task Force, led by former Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of HUD, Lourdes Castro Ramirez. The task force will develop a framework for a comprehensive and compassionate housing strategy for our city. They will be charged with ensuring that San Antonio maintains its competitive advantage in housing affordability while we grow in a sustainable way. It is a diverse group of experts that also includes Maria Berrizabal, Gene Dawson, Jim Bailey, and Noah Garcia. Thank you all for your support of this initiative. But a housing strategy and a modern transit system are not enough for our residents if they don't even feel safe. After years of seeing a decline in violent crime rates, the trend, we know, reversed itself. Since I took office 2 months ago, 3 police officers were shot in 2 separate incidents. The first senseless shooting took the life of Officer Miguel Moreno. A 4-year-old child was murdered in a drive-by shooting. Then came the horrific human smuggling episode that landed on our city's doorstep. 10 lives were lost. We are better than this. Remember our commitment to each other and to our children during SA 2020? Our goal then is as it remains today. San Antonio will be the safest big city in the country. We can do this, and we will. Last month, I embarked on a listening tour to see firsthand what our police officers encounter on the street. I rode with the Street Crimes Unit as they worked hotspot neighborhoods and made an effort to connect with residents, to get to know them and address their issues before they arise. I witnessed true dedication and concern from our officers on patrol. Later this year, in a unique partnership with several law enforcement agencies, we will launch the Texas Anti-Gang Initiative here in San Antonio. Over 100 trained law enforcement will begin conducting focused activities on these insidious drug and gang threats to our public safety. And this year's budget adds an additional 40 police officers to the force. We can't deny that there is still more we can do now to fortify trust between our police officers and the community they serve. I'm working with Police Chief William McManus to do just that, participating in monthly conversations with community members across the city to understand what they see as a breakdown in relations. We are listening. And I have to say publicly, I am proud of SAPD and our Chief McManus, and I hope you are too. For the way he has handled these tough situations in the last few years, I have appreciated this approach in building community through policing. I've seen it up close now for several years. It means making sure that all members of our community, and I mean all members of our community, feel safe in this town. Half a century ago, on his last full day as this nation's president, John F. Kennedy stood at Brooks Air Force Base in San Antonio and declared that the United States had thrown its cap over the wall of space, and we had no choice but to follow. Less than 6 years later, we stood together as Americans and planted our flag on the moon. It was not by chance that the president stood here in this city to make that declaration. Brooks was a center of aeronautics and medical research, the two frontiers that mankind would need to conquer before achieving every generation's impossible dream. For decades, Brooks had launched the best pilots in the battle. Now the best physicians were conquering a brave new world in science. And it was not by accident that President Kennedy chose San Antonio to be where he would say defiantly, I think the United States should be a leader. A country as rich and powerful as this, which bears so many burdens and responsibilities, which has so many opportunities, should be second to none. The president's words that morning were about space exploration, but his lesson was about leadership. It was about setting a vision to lead the world, to meet setback with determination, to meet challenge with conviction, and to turn unknown burden into achievement, so that America's children would live in a country that was second to none. And we did. Today, I feel the same way about our city. We are a city of dreamers and of doers, each ready to do our part. We are a community made of the young mother who works 2, sometimes 3 jobs, so her children can have clean clothes and new school supplies. We're a community where the same mother can dare to become the first in her family to go to college. We are the veteran who serves strangers at the VFW soup kitchen, even as she grows old. We are the entrepreneur, determined to take the risk of investing all she has to bring her product to the market. We are the intern, the new energy executive, we're the public school teacher. We are San Antonio. Not long ago, the Brooks where Kennedy once stood was a campus of empty buildings. Today, it's teaching its first classes of students in the 2nd medical school in San Antonio, Texas. It's on that foundation of confidence our charge will be clear and it will be achievable. Embrace this city's rise by understanding the future, planning for it, and acting on it. Fearless. Are you ready? It's time. Thank you very much.
How about one more big round of applause for Mayor Nirenberg? Mayor Nirenberg, thank you so much for sharing that entire vision about our city. And for the rest of you, if any of you are interested in more information about the North Chamber, please turn to some of our staff members or board members so we can share with you some more information about membership and other things that we offer. I'd like to give a special thanks to Christina Alvarete, the North San Antonio Chamber staff, Mayor Nirenberg's office, two of our chamber members, Bear Audio Visual and Floral Elegance, for their collaboration in making this one of the best Mayor's Vision events yet. How about a round of applause for all those people?